Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Students, today we will study social science of grade 6, chapter 7, Gupta age and other rulers. Let's start the chapter. In the 3rd century, impressive Gupta dynasty was established in Magad. Gupta dynasty established political entity, peace and security in India, which brought unprecedented prosperity. Thus, Gupta age is called Golden Age of India. Golden Age means best progress of all the people. The Gupta rulers gave peace and prosperity to the people, which has even been appreciated by foreign travelers also. Gupta emperors were creators of Golden Age. Students, in the 3rd century of Christ, the impressive Gupta dynasty was established in Magad. The Gupta dynasty brought unprecedented prosperity to the people by establishing political entity, peace and security in India. Gupta age was also known as the Golden Age of India. Chandragupta I. Sri Gupta was the founder of Gupta dynasty in the kingdom of Magad. His son's name was Ghatotkacha Gupta. Chandragupta I, 319 AD, succeeded Patliputra as the successor of King Ghatotkacha. He married Kumar Devi, who was a girl of powerful Licchavi tribe. He extended boundaries of Magad by conquering nearby places like Prayagraj, Allahabad, Saket, Ayodhya. He assumed glorious title of Maharaja Dhiraj in place of Maharaj. In order to show his power and reputation, he started gold coins. Since the accession of his coronation, he started Gupta Samvat. Vallabhi rulers of Saurashtra also accepted Gupta Samvat. Due to initiation of Gupta Samvat, the arrangement of historical events according to the dateline was made possible in the history of India. Students, Sri Gupta was the founder of Gupta dynasty in Magad. Chandragupta I came to the throne of Patliputra in 319 AD as the successor of Ghatotkacha. Chandragupta I married with the Licchavi princess Kumar Devi from Vaishali Republic state. With the help of Licchavis, Chandragupta I extended boundaries of Magad by conquering Prayagraj, which is known as Allahabad today, and Saket, which is known as Ayodhya today. So Magad became a great state and Chandragupta I assumed the glorious title of Maharaja Dhiraj. Chandragupta I was the pioneer of Gupta Samvat. He first made beautiful and artistic coins of gold. Since the accession of his coronation, he started Gupta Samvat. The Vallabhi rulers of Saurashtra state also accepted the Gupta Samvat. Emperor Samudragupta. After Chandragupta, his majestic son Samudragupta came to power. Information about Samudragupta's time is obtained from pillar inscription of Prayagraj, Prayag Prasasti, and his coins. This Prasasti has been composed by royal poet Hari Sen. It described the victories and cultural achievements of Samudragupta. In very short time, he made his triumphant journey from North states to the Kushan rule of Afghanistan. He defeated about 12 kings in South. After defeating these kings, he restored them wisely. He restored their kingdoms. Governors and officials were appointed to run the administration of the state. Samudragupta was a great conqueror and a cultured emperor. His literary achievements and his character were notable. He composed many poems and got the title of Kaviraj. Unfortunately, not even a single poem of his is available today. One coin shows Samudragupta playing veena, which shows his love for music. During his reign, many temples, monasteries, and Jain temples were constructed. He performed Ashwamedh Yagna. In this regard, he had got coins made. He collected scholars in his court and created high quality literature. Scholars wanted his and he wanted scholars' companionship. He encouraged Hinduism. He embraced social customs. Samudragupta's position in the history is unique and significant. He was the creator of importance of Gupta Empire. Students, after Chandragupta I, his son Samudragupta came to the throne of Magad. Information about the time of Samudragupta is obtained from the famous pillar inscription of Prayagraj and his coins. He established his rule on the states of North India and South India with several quick victories. He was a great conqueror and cultured emperor. He composed many poems and earned the title of Kaviraj. In his coins, he is seen playing the veena. It shows his love for music. The Prashasti of Samudragupta was composed by the poet Hari Sen. The victories and cultural achievements of Samudragupta have been described in it. Emperor Samudragupta performed the Ashwamedha Yagna. He was a lover of learning. He encouraged Hinduism. Many temples, Buddhist viharas, and Jain upashrayas were built during his rule. He was the creator of the royal importance of the Gupta Empire. Gupta coins had begun from his time. During Samudragupta's rule, governors and officials were appointed to run the administration of the various states. Chandragupta II, Vikramaditya. Samudragupta died. In his place, Chandragupta II came to the throne. He not only successfully preserved the great legacy of his father, which he inherited, but also expanded the empire by conquering some of the regions. Chandragupta II was the most talented ruler of Gupta dynasty. The boundaries of his empire extended up to Shak kingdom. He attacked Gujarat and ended Shakshapatra dynasty. In memory of his victory, he adopted the title of Shakari. He was also called Vikramaditya. He increased his military power by establishing marital relationship with powerful kingdoms to remove Shakshatraps who had been ruling since 300 years. These marriages proved to be very helpful in increasing his empire and defeating his enemies. New territories won by him were very important. They obtained the rich kingdoms of Gujarat and Saurashtra. The prosperous ports of Brigukach, that is Bharuch, and Sambtirth, that is Kambat. As a result, maritime trade of the state increased and Gupta kings became owner of intangible property. Students, Chandragupta II ascended the throne of Magad after the death of Samudragupta. He extended his inherited empire by conquering other states. He succeeded in defeating the Shaks of Kshatrap dynasty and adopted the title of Shakari. Emperor Chandragupta II was also called Vikramaditya. He started the Vikram Samvat. He increased his military power by establishing marital relations with the powerful states of Shaka Kshatraps. After conquering the Shaka states, Bharuch and Kambat ports along the coast of Gujarat came under his authority. As a result, the Gupta kings gained a lot of wealth by doing foreign, that is, maritime trade. Fa Hien, a Chinese pilgrim in the time of Chandragupta II, praised administration and prosperity of Gupta Empire. Though Chandragupta II was Vaishnav, he had great respect for other religions. His army chief, Amrakar Dev, was Buddhist and his state minister, Varsen, was a Shaiv. Many monasteries were there in the capital Patliputra. Because of cultural achievements achieved during his reign, the Gupta age could become the Golden Age. He was the patron of scholars and poets. The great Sanskrit poet and playwright Kalidas was his royal poet. Dhanvantari was his royal Vaidya. Gems like scientist Varahmihir, Vaital Bhatt, writer of Amar Kosh, Amar Singh, etc., used to adorn the court. During his rule, sculpture and drawing developed. Many of art pavilion of Ajanta caves were made during this time. He built a number of Buddhist monasteries in the capital Patliputra. Mehroli iron pillar near Delhi was made during his reign, which has not rusted for centuries despite being in heat and rain. He made Ujjain his another capital besides Patliputra. He divided the state into different administrative units for running streamlined administration. In the year 414, the great emperor Chandragupta Vikramaditya died. The Chinese traveler Fa Hien came during the time of Chandragupta II and praised Gupta administration and prosperity. Though Chandragupta II followed the Vaishnav sect, he had great respect for other religions. He built Buddhist monasteries in and around Patliputra. Emperor Chandragupta II got many cultural achievements, so his ruling period was known as the Golden Age of Gupta period. Chandragupta II patronized many poets and scholars. His court was adorned with 9 gems like great poet Kalidas of Sanskrit literature, scientist Varamihir, royal Vaidya Dhanvantari, Vaital Bhatta, Amar Singh, the writer of Amarkosh. He made Ujjain the second capital of Magad Empire. Chandragupta too administered his state with the advice and help of ministers. He divided his kingdom into different units for smooth administration. Chandragupta too died in the year 414 AD. His period of reign became a glorious age in many ways in Indian history. End of Gupta dynasty. After the death of Chandragupta II, his majestic son Kumargupta I came to throne. During his time, some famous caves of Nalanda and some caves of Ajanta were erected. After Kumargupta I, his brave son Skandgupta came to power. The weak rulers of post Skandgupta time could not withstand the onslaught attacks of the obsessive and powerful Hunas, and Gupta Empire disintegrated in 550 AD. Students, Kumargupta I came to the throne after the death of his father. During his time, the famous Nalanda Buddhist University and some caves of Ajanta were erected. After Kumargupta I, his son Skandagupta came to the throne. The weak rulers post Skandagupta could not withstand the onslaught attacks of Hunas. Therefore, the Gupta Empire disintegrated in 550 AD. Administration of Gupta Age. We get information about administration during Gupta age from records, smritis and Puranas. Accordingly, the governing body was divided into 3 sections: central, provincial and local. Emperor was at the center of Gupta administration. He adopted titles like Maharaja Param Bhagwat. Usually Prince was appointed as the head of the province. Kumaramatya and Commissioner played an important role in the province. The province was called Bhukti, whose head was regional. The province was divided into districts. The district was called Vishay. A committee was formed at the village level which included elders, village heads, and important adult citizens. Students, the emperor was at the center in the administration of the state. He adopted titles like Maharaja and Param Bhagwat. Economic condition during Gupta age. In economic terms, Gupta age was a golden period. Farming, internal trade and international trade were very well developed. Special farming practices included annual 3-year and 5-year farming. Wheat, rice in North India, sugarcane in Gandhar, grapes and kesar in Kashmir, and coconut in Kamrup were grown. Rice was grown in large quantity in Bengal, cotton in Gujarat and Sindh, and silk was produced in Bengal. Trade of condiments and spices, silk and cotton had developed in South India. King used to tax 1/6 of the total production land was donated to Brahmins and temples. International trade was the epitome of Gupta age. Cotton, silk and spices were exported to Europe from India through Central Asia, while cotton, silk, spices, condiments and timber were exported to east and west of the world through international ports like Khambat, Bharuch, Sopara and Tamralipti. Gold, silver and other items were imported. Students, farming, internal trade and international trade were very well developed during this time. There was cultivation of wheat and rice in North India, sugarcane in Gandhar, grapes and saffron, that is kesar, in Kashmir, cotton in Gujarat and Sindh, and silk in Bengal. The king took a sixth part of the total product as tax. Land was donated to Brahmins and temples. Spices, cotton cloth, silk cloth, timber, etc. were exported from international ports like Kambat, Bharuch, Sopara, and Tamralipti, etc., while gold and silver were imported. Religious status. Hinduism and Indian culture are seen in full swing during Gupta age. The Gupta emperors gave Vaishnavism the status of state religion. As a result, Vishnu, his avatars Sri Ram and Sri Krishna were mostly worshipped at this time. Lakshmi became very famous goddess. It was during this time only that Ramayana, the Mahabharata, as well as the Puranas were recompiled. Srimad Bhagavad Gita became very important text of this time. Like Vaishnavism, Shaivism also developed during Gupta age. In South India, Shaiv saints were called Nayanar, while Vaishnav saints were called Alvar in South India. Mahishasuramadhini Durga was also quite popularly worshipped there. The worship of Kartikeya was also practiced during Gupta age. Even Buddhism and Jainism also developed during Gupta age. Samudragupta was protector of Buddhism. Mahayana and Hinayana cult of Buddhism also developed. Students, Gupta emperors gave Vaishnavism the status of state religion. Shaiv saints were called Nayanar in South India, whereas Vaishnav saints were called Alvar. They worshipped Mahishasur Mardini, that is Durga. The worship of Kartikeya was also famous. Buddhism and Jainism were also developed during the Gupta age. Samudragupta was a protector of Buddhism. At that time, Mahayana and Hinayana cults were developed in Buddhism. Cultural condition during Gupta period. Gupta age was culturally golden age of India. Many new languages developed during this age. Kalidas, Skandaswami, Hariswami and Rani Vijaya and Aryasur were important literatures. Among all of them, Kalidas was the best. Kalidas is called the Shakespeare of India. Taking story of Indian epics, he wrote epics like Abhigyan Shakuntalam, Raghuvansham and Meghdutam. Gupta age was era of temple architecture. Gop in Gujarat, Parvati temple of Nachana, Kothar and temple of Jhansi are the first brick temples of India. The Gupta age marks the beginning of the temple architecture. The idols of Durga, Buddha, Krishna and Shiva were made in large number. Students, Gupta age was the golden age of Sanskrit literature. During that time, Prashastis, inscriptions and Tamrapatras were written in Sanskrit. Gupta emperors were scholars and literature lovers. Kalidas is called the Shakespeare of India. He wrote epics like Abhigyan Shakuntalam, Raghuvansham and Meghdutam. The Gupta age was the era of temple architecture. In Gujarat, Gop, Parvati temple of Nachna Kothar and temple of Jhansi are the first brick temples of India. Condition of science during Gupta age. Aryabhatta and Varamihir were among the greatest scientists of this period. Aryabhatta discovered zero and decimal system. Varamihir wrote an important text named Brihad Sanhita which was related with astronomy. Vagbhat wrote a great text on Ayurveda named Astangridaya Sanhita. During this time, medicines developed for humans as well as animals. Even medicines were also discovered for elephant and horse. Chemistry also developed quite well. Its best example is Iron Pillar of Mehroli near Delhi, which is not corroded even today also. Students, there were great scientists and mathematicians during the Gupta period. The mathematician Aryabhatta made revolutionary discovery of decimal system and the concept of zero. The great scientist Varahamihira wrote a famous text of astronomy named Brihad Sanhita. The Vedic Shastri Vagbhata wrote a text named Astangridaya Sanhita in the field of Ayurveda. The Iron Pillar of Mehroli near Delhi, constructed by Emperor Chandragupta II, is the best example of the achievement of metallurgy in chemistry of the Gupta age. This pillar has not corroded or rusted even after many years. Emperor Harshvardhan. After Gupta age, the kingdom of Harshvardhan is considered as one of the important states of ancient India. He belonged to Pushya Bhuti clan of Thaneshwar. Rajyavardhan and Harshvardhan were sons of Prabhakarvardhan, while his daughter was Rajyashri, who was married to King of Kannauj Dhruvarman. God King Shashak and King of Malwa kidnapped Rajeshri and attacked on the kingdom, which created a major crisis. Rajavardhan died while trying to save Rajeshri. In such an emergency situation, Emperor Harsh ascended the throne in 606 AD. He saved Rajeshri. Not only this, he started his proper rule in both the state Kannauj and Thaneshwar. Harshvardhan was last great emperor of ancient India. He spread his empire in Magadh, Odisha, Saraswat, Gaud, Mithila. In contemporary states, Maitrak king Dhruv Sen was his son-in-law. Pulkeshi too was the most powerful ruler in the south. In the battle of Narmada between Harshvardhan and Pulkeshi, Harshvardhan was defeated. Harshvardhan was regarded as the powerful king in the north of Narmada. Cultural contribution of Emperor Harshvardhan is very important. Great Chinese traveler Han Sing came to India during his time. He stayed in his palace. Harsh was devotee of Shiv and later became a great follower of Buddhism. He organized a religious conference under the presidency of Han Sing. Students, the state of Prabhakar Vardhan, the father of Harshvardhan, was Thaneshwar. His sister Rajeshri married Dhruv Varman, the king of Kannauj. The god king Shashak and the king of Malwa kidnapped Rajeshri. Rajavardhan, the elder brother of Harshvardhan, became a martyr in the battle to save his sister Rajeshri. On one hand, Harshvardhan had to save his sister, and on the other hand, after the death of his father and brother, he had to handle the state. In such a critical situation, Harshvardhan came to the throne. Harshvardhan was the last great emperor of ancient India. Harshvardhan was defeated in the Battle of Narmada by Pulkeshi II. Harshvardhan was devotee of Lord Shiva and later he became the great follower of Buddhism. Chinese traveler Han Sing came to India during the time of Harshvardhan. Harshvardhan organized a religious conference under the presidency of Han Sing in Kannauj. Emperor Harsh had passion for literature, art and education. Great poet Bhanbhat was associated with his court. He had written great volumes like Harcharitam and Kadambari in Sanskrit. Mayur Bhatt and Jay Surya were also great poets of the time of Harsha. Emperor Harsh himself was a high-ranking literary figure. He composed two plays called Priyadarshika and Ratnavali. Along with it, he also wrote a special play based on Jatak stories of Buddha named Naganand. Harsh also formed friendly relations with other countries. He sent a delegation to China. Similarly, a Chinese delegation also visited India. In this way, Harsh was a high ranking ruler, conqueror, administrator, and literature. He donated 100 villages to sustain Nalanda Vidyapit. Students, the great poet Bhanabhat was a part of Harshvardhan's court. He wrote great volumes like Harshcharitam and Kadambari in Sanskrit literature. Mayur Bhatta and poet Jaysen, that is Jay Surya, were the great poets during Harshvardhan's time. Harshvardhana himself was a high-ranking literary figure also. He composed two plays called Priyadarshika and Ratnavali. He wrote a special play named Naganand. He donated 100 villages to sustain Nalanda Vidyapit. Pulkeshi II. Among the contemporary kings of Emperor Harsh's time, Pulkeshi II was the most powerful Chalukyan king. He took the power from Rashtrakutas in Maharashtra and established a state. Pulkeshi II ruled for almost 40 years. He even defeated Emperor Harsh. He was a great winner. After defeating Kadam, Gangas of Maheshwar, Mauryas of Konkan, he received the title of Lord of the South. He also defeated Lat, Malav and Gurjars. He was the ruler of all regions of Karnataka, Maharashtra and Konkan. Just like Harsh, he had also developed relations with other countries. He had sent one of his ambassadors to Iran's Emperor Khusru II, who was his friend. Students, Pulkeshi II was powerful king of the Chalukya dynasty in South India. After defeating the Kadamba of South India, Gangas of Maheshwar and the Mauryas of Konkana, he received the title of the Lord of South. He sent his ambassador to his friend Khusru II, the Emperor of Iran. Other states. At this time, other states included Pallavas of Kachi, Gurjars, Pratihars of Rajasthan, Maitraks of Vallabhi, Gurjars in South Gujarat, Karkotako of Kashmir, etc. Pallavas of Kachi had become famous for their architecture and art. They built many temples of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh by cutting rocks. Pallavs who built chariot temple on seashore have increased India's cultural prosperity. Kailashnath temple built in Kachipuram can be considered as the best example of that time. Students, at this time some other states had also become famous. For example, Pallavs of Kachi for art and architecture. They built many temples of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh by cutting rock. The Chariot temple and the Kailashnath temple in Kachipuram are considered as the best examples of those times. Students, here we end our chapter 7, Gupta Age and Other Rulers. Students, if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe the channel Asma Babwani. Click on the bell icon to get the latest updates. Like the videos, share the videos, and do comment on all the videos.